Hello, everybody. It is Friday. It's finally here. The weekend is here. It's October the 4th. And even though we haven't had much offshore fishing going on because of the weather and the swell, we do have fishing going on. I'll be back to tell you where that is and what it is in just a moment.
Come and experience fishing for the whole family aboard the Crystal Dawn at Pirates Cove Marina in Manio. The Crystal Dawn is a roomy 65-foot headboat, fully equipped with the latest gear to give you the best fishing experience. Worried about getting seasick? Fear not. The Crystal Dawn stays in safer and shallower waters to lessen the likelihood of that happening. Half-day and private fishing trips are available. To find out more, go online to crystaldawnheadboat.com. The Crystal Dawn Headboat out of Pirates Cove. Fishing that is fun for all ages.
The desire for being on the water is what draws people to the Outer Banks. OBX Boat Company in Kill Devil Hills shares that desire with you. The only full-service, Yamaha authorized dealer on the beach, OBX Boat Company is committed to providing you the best possible boat ownership experience. Their carefully selected brands of center consoles and family-friendly pontoon boats are all powered by ultra-reliable Yamaha motors. They offer excellent financing options as well. To learn more and see their inventory, visit obxboatco.com.
So, again, nice cool breeze for the most part. Northerly wind coming in and made it kind of nice. I went out hunting last night. It's muzzleloader season. Didn't see anything, but it felt good. Mosquitoes weren't too bad. And we got more of that coming after the weekend. So I think a lot of people are really ready for that. Our offshore fleet, which was having a pretty good run, has been laid to the dock for a couple days. At least the best I can tell. I searched and couldn't find anybody that went. But sometimes they do, and you just don't hear about it. But all my contacts I think they were also out deer hunting somewhere. But we've been having some good mahi fishing from Ocracoke to the Virginia state line. It's been pretty darn good. The mahi, I like to call them the dolphin fish, which is what they really are. And they've been averaging 3 to 8 pounds. Crowd pleasers make a charters really happy to go home with 50 or 60 of those filleted out. And there's so many good ways to cook them. I give me a piece of fried dolphin. It's just such a good fish for frying, but they're excellent on the grill, and they're really good in fish salad. There's just really no bad way of doing it. When they cook up, they're very white and very flaky, not very fishy at all. In fact, anytime you buy seafood or catch seafood, if it tastes fishy, something's wrong. Keep that in mind. But they've been having a lot of mahi. We had a good white marlin bite going on in Oregon Inlet with good numbers, up to 6 or 8 per boat for us, and much higher numbers further north. 18, 19, 20 billfish were not uncommon all through the early part of the week, and that's good white marlin fishing, old-timey white marlin fishing, really. So white marlin is the medium size of the marlin, the sailfish is the smallest, the blue marlin is the biggest, and the white marlin is closer to the sailfish end, usually about 7 feet long and about 60 pounds would be a good average. So hopefully there'll still be a few more of those going. And the first yellowfin of the fall tuna season were starting to show up. That's why I hate to see them laid up for a couple days right now. But it's going to be a long fall, and if you're going to book a trip, you have from now to about Thanksgiving to get in on the yellowfin tuna fishing. And then later, if you want to go after the giant bluefins, I would say February and March would be the time to look into that. That's a whole different ballgame right there, and that's something you'll want to talk directly to your captain about. Now, what else is going on? Still a good drum bite on the piers, still some bluefish in the surf, along with some other things. Some of the last Spanish mackerel and pompano of the year are being caught, and I think they'll be heading south if they're not already. We still have a little bit of activity with some puppy drum too. We talk so much about the big drum, mostly on the pier or mostly at Cape Point, but the one that you can keep is the slot size drum. It's smaller, but really, really good eating, and there's some of those around. I mentioned the bluefish. And then there's some mixed bottom fish too along the beach. When I say bottom fish, I mean ones you would use with the double hook bottom rig and some fresh shrimp or some synthetic fish bait, which is actually called fish bites. So you might want to give that a try. This is the fall of the year, and this is when they bite. In fact, when it comes to croaker fishing, there are people that are so in tune to when they're biting and where they're biting, and especially for our friends up in Hampton Roads in the Chesapeake Bay, they get a bite up there that a lot of people, believe it or not, from North Carolina will go up there and get a motel room and go fish and fill coolers full of them, and they head them, cut the head off, scale them, and gut them, and they'll pack them up and take them home and freeze them. That's also some really good table fare, more like the stuff I grew up eating at Ponce Inlet there in Daytona Beach, Florida, where I grew up. So anyway, there's plenty of that activity going on. We'll take a quick break and talk just real briefly about what's going on in the backcountry. Are you ready for a fishing thrill like no other?
Oh, there he is! There he is! Oh, got him up!
As seen on Wicked Tune Outer Banks, the Carolina Girl, captained by majestic Jesse Anderson, is a custom, luxurious 53-foot Jarrett Bay built boat running out of Hatteras Harbor Marina. Let Jesse and her crew give you a fishing experience of a lifetime. To book a trip, go online to CarolinaGirlSportFishing.com. Carolina Girl Sport Fishing, your offshore adventure awaits. So the backcountry fishing, it was pretty breezy, and there was not a whole lot of people out in boats yesterday. I'm not sure what the weekend is going to bring, but it's the right time of year. There's a lot of big drum in the sound. There are people that are so good at that, they know right where to go. And that's kind of a go to the travel corridors where these drum are going up and down the shoals, feeding on the crabs and the shrimp. The sound is full of shrimp right now. And go out there and they put in their time, So I guess the way I'd say that, you could fish for a couple hours and not get a bite one night and think, well, there are no drum, and go back to that same spot the next night and catch your limit, which there really is no limit because you have to let them all go, but you catch a lot. That's because the fish are moving up and down the shoals, and this is where a local guide comes in really handy, and you can learn the technique. You can learn how to shorten your learning curve and make you a better drum fisherman. There's also bluefish. Speckled trout bite is good, and we have some sheephead still, but a lot of that was at a minimum yesterday because of the weather. So keep an eye on that, and that's pretty much the long and short of the fishing of the weekend coming on us now. And you're not going to catch them in a motel room, so go out and wet a line and have a blessed day.